performance and presentations one after another. Okay, we still have 3 teams left. So at this moment, I would like to call up on the stage the team No Brainer. So let's welcome the team No Brainer.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we go into the presentation, we would like to talk about the textile industry of Bangladesh. It is progressing rapidly, but the problem we are having is worker migration. This is the case all about, and this is Team No Brainers on stage. Moving on to the case overview. The case is about Paradise Fashion Limited, which is a well-reputed textile industry. The problem we are facing is worker migration. The workers are shifting from place to place. Thus, it is resulting in lower productivity for us. We have been given 2 alternatives. Number 1 is to build a dormitory, and the second one is to take the footsteps of Alim Garments Limited, which is more of a similar business to Paradise Fashion Limited. Now let's see in the coming slides which one do we choose. Now let's talk about the company analysis. The company name is Paradise Fashion Limited. It has its head office at Gazipur, and the company is 100% export oriented. We have a total revenue of $10 million USD and a total workforce of 2,000 workers. Core issue, that is the main issue we have in this case. The one we have came up with is obstacles in mitigating the employee migration, which means the workers are migrating rapidly from place to place, and despite of giving monetary benefits, it's not being of that use because they want more satisfaction, they want more from us. Now let's come to the big idea, that is our main idea of this plan. The one we have is
yes to the yes.
Let's look at the pros and cons of our first alternative, as in the building a dormitory. Because of it, the homeless workers would look forward to this opportunity. Night shift working system can be introduced after this, and workers will think twice before shifting somewhere else. And finally, workers' relationship will improve. However, the government's workers live under the poverty line, so most of them prioritize financial benefit rather than the residential. So there are chances that they will give their flats on rent and shift somewhere else. It will cause higher administration costs, huge security clearance risk, and in case the factory size increases, the company will have to increase the size of the dormitory. And finally, since it will make the unity of the workforce strong, then after that small contingencies may lead to big strikes in future. Then comes the approximate net income that the company may make yearly. We have already provided our judges with the explanation of this calculation, and so we have shown here. We have deducted the wage, tax, and probable miscellaneous expenses from the company's yearly revenue, and the probable profit is around 6.9 million USD, which means it will take around 2.5 years to recover all the money that is invested in building the dormitory. According to the case, the company has faced crisis for 3 years, so it will not be wise to take this huge project at this time. So that means the first alternative, as in building a dormitory, is a huge failure.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, your employee satisfaction. Yes management module consists of the light at the end of the tunnel, spread happiness, the ultimate employer, and the appraisal scheme. From the beginning, spread happiness. It consists of medical voucher. We will give our employees medical voucher which will be collected from the hospital so that they get a discount when they attend the hospitals. Also, their children will be given scholarships according to their educational achievements. Moving on. the ultimate employer. We will benefit the workers by giving their t-shirts and other products of the company itself, which will create a bridge between the management and the employees, which will result in a stronger bond than ever before. Moving on, the appraisal scheme, profit sharing scheme, we will give them option to buy the company share, which will enable us financial motivation to the employees as well. Also, we will provide them prizes according to their performance after a specific period of time. Moving on, the light at the end of the tunnel. Pension scheme. After their retirement, we will provide them a good pension scheme. Also, they will receive many death benefits. Finally, the budget.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is an approximate budget we have calculated for our total campaign. The first, the appraisal scheme, will for 2,000 employees, will give a quarterly benefit, giving them $2.25 in each quarter, totaling to a profit sharing of $18,000. It will be deducted from the profit of the company, $80,000 a year. And then we will also provide some accolades, which will be some other benefits that will be of approximately $7,000. And in the campaign Spread Happiness, we'll give them medical voucher. We have calculated for 2,000 employees that approximation of $40,000, and we believe it will be stored in the fund, since not everyone needs a medical voucher every year, and the voucher will be used only once a year. That is $20 for each labor. They can't exceed, they will get a benefit from the different medicals and other hospitals, and the scholarship will be provided to the students to the children of the laborers, and the scholarship approximation will be $10,000. And the light at the end of the tunnel. There will be a pension scheme which we have calculated up to $12,000, and it will be given at the end of their retirement. Yeah, for the retirement of the laborers. We will give them the pension scheme, and also the death benefit. If there is any death that causes due to the negligence of any authority or in the factory or any reason due to their work, then we will provide them the death benefit. And the ultimate employer. Why did we name the ultimate employer? Because we believe the laborers are our actual employers. They are the producers. They are the reason why we can export it. We are the 100% export-based company, and that's why we will give them twice a year profit benefit for a reward for their achievements. So we'll give them t-shirts and we'll make a photo frame of their family, and this will be provided by the employers themselves, and they will mention that we believe in them. Now, how we will monitor our whole campaign? For monitoring our whole campaign, we have considered some key performance indicators. Labor turnover rate. We will consider the labor turnover rate before the campaign, and we will evaluate with and compare it with after the results of the campaign. And then the project management will also be evaluated, and the revenue per employee will also be evaluated from before and after the campaign. And the cost profit growth will also be evaluated, so that we can prove that the key performance is improving gradually through our campaign. And this is how we will control, and we will give them the feedback, and if they are doing their work properly or not. This, at the initial stage, we will give a benchmark that will be set, the standard will be set for all the 2,000 employees, and then individual performance data will be stored in our database, and then evaluation will be done, then output and corrective measures will be taken about the employees. And at the end of the year. And for appraisal scheme, first we will evaluate for 3 months, and then we will go to quarterly evaluation. Then spreading happiness will be provided once a year at the end of the year. And the light at the end of the fire, that will any damages and death rewards will be given accordingly. Now,
European blogger Jonah has written on her blog that the new researchers have found that satisfied employees are 12% more productive. Which means if we implement yes, then the same workers can do the same work, but in a 12% decreased work period. So on the basis of that, we have calculated the additional review we will get from yes, and we we have the explanation is already in the hand of our judges, and we have calculated the net income. Net income we are going to get from for 1 year and as well as from 5 years. So that's all I had to say. So let's say yes to yes and make the migration of the employees less. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Congratulations, nice presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much.
Convince me why I will buy your idea.
Because we think it's feasible enough, the ideas are not that costly according to the revenue of the company, and it is feasible enough to implement it in the business. And there are also researches done previously based on the data, so we think the productivity would gradually increase after implementing this.
And it will not only make profit for the company, but as well it will set an example for in the nation.
Thank you for your presentation. Tell me, why didn't you choose the other option for the
Okay, so
setting up the dormitory, or what are the challenges? I didn't see actually.
Because we know that the condition of our RNG sector is not so favorable in our country. The strikes and other things happen so often, and already the case have said that in past 3 years the company has already faced a lot of crisis due to Rana Plaza incidents and all. So we don't think that it will be wise enough to take in hand this huge project at this time.
And I would like to add a bit to that. It already says that trade union protest might result in, because we know when a lot of people are together, informal leaders occur. So the informal leaders have the power to influence other workers. So they might go against the company if they stay together. And secondly, it is not feasible enough. We think the second option is more feasible.
When you are giving a benefit like dormitory facilities, actually it's just for the welfare of the company. I'm not sure why you are thinking in the negative direction that trade union can be formed even within the factory. Even they can have meetings outside of the factory, and if they want to form, you cannot actually protect that.
and since they will be living close to each other, they might and might not. A recent example can be seen during the quota reformation protest. It took just 1 day to form a committee and take the decision, since all of them were the hall residents and they all were together. So it just took maybe one person took the lead and the others started following. That's what happens to a trade union. If the facilities we are providing, we are not saying that we don't want any trade union, but if there is a dormitory that will cost around $16.2 million, but our plan is less costlier, as you can see in the financial statement we have provided, and to add to that, the trade union will be there, but would be as effective so that they can't stand against our industry. That's what we plan for. That's why this campaign is built. Thank you.
Do you know, the freedom of association and freedom of collecting bargaining is actually a human right, and it is by law you have to protect that. So if you are doing anything to counter that, it's not right. It's not the correct thought process. Do you know about that? Like, it is a law that freedom of association and freedom of collective bargaining is actually mandatory. It's a human right.
Yes, sir. We are not against the human rights or not against their right to speak in. What we are saying is they might or maybe not. I'm not referring back to my old example, the quota reforms. I'm not judging if it's wrong or not. But it took 1 day. Maybe they were too fast in there. That's what I'm suggesting. So when there is a labor union, the labor union will be formed. I'm not against the labor union. We are not stopping the labor union. According to the rights, we don't want to stop the labor union. There will be a labor union, but when and it was also mentioned in the case, the strong labor union can be a threat to the industry. So when they live nearby, their 2,000 employees, they can form a committee, and they might, if they are like dissatisfied, even for a small ounce of money, since it was also mentioned in the case that for 500 to 1,000, people are migrating to other industries and other businesses. So that's what we are trying to resist through our campaign, which is a developer version that dormitory and will cost less and give more revenue. That's why we are in this. Yeah, we are not against it.
And most of the government's workers drives by emotion, and we don't want to fuel the fire.
Also, we are planning to take a strategic decision, not more of a decision emotionally. They will have freedom of right, but we will try to manage it more strategically.
To be honest, RNG is such an industry, it's a human-driven industry. You cannot ignore the risk factors which we are talking about. Whether you have a dormitory or not, these risk factors will always persist. And a good management and a pragmatic and proactive management system can of course satisfy the workers, even with the unpredictable mindset of the workers. So I think whether you have dormitory or we don't have dormitory, these challenges and factors will always be there. But your concern is justified, to be honest.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Nice presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
In your 8th slide, you gave a total cost, yearly cost of 30 lakh 60. In your presentation, you use the lakh system and the million system both, which is a bit confusing. But
well, I'm moving to the slide.
yeah, next slide, please. Yes, please. So you mentioned that the wages are $50 lakh $60,000 and tax on that is 12 lakh and miscellaneous, and altogether this $30 lakh $60,000 is the total yearly cost of manpower.
Yes.
Yeah, and so the profit each year is about $10 million minus 30 lakh. So 10 million minus 3 million is about $7 million is the profit, or what do you want to say?
The probable profit.
But this is not the profit of the garments you're talking about, right? Because in the revenue there is not only the wages, but there is the cost of material is also there. So this is what profit you're talking about. I didn't get, because this is a garments is not this garment factory is not doing 70% profit each year on revenue, right?
Oh, so we have since it was more of a worker-related case, so we have only considered the costs related to the workers. This is not a net profit. This is just a profit.
The probable profit, and we have showed probable miscellaneous expenses as well.
Okay, so you just wanted to show the cost, not the profit. So it was a bit confusing to me. Okay. And the next slide is 2.5 years to recover. What does it mean? The next slide. What do you mean
This
by
one?
yeah?
Well, on the basis of the previous calculation we have shown, it will take approximately 2.5 years to recover all the money that we will invest in the dormitory, as in 16.2 million USD. And since the condition is not in our favor of the RNG sector, at this time it's not wise to take this huge step.
So as the management consultant, you are presenting this cost comparison of the dormitory, making the dormitory against your other option.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Your cost calculation is not right. It's not right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for a nice presentation. With all the solutions that you suggested, how much migration that you think you can reduce?
Sir, a lot, sir, because
What
when
do you
we
mean by a lot? Give me some number.
Can we discuss it further?
At first, we have estimated that we will try to start it from a smaller value. We will think that we should reduce it by 10%, which means as there are 2,000 workers, there should be more than 1,800 workers in there, in our company. And as the key performance indicator states, if we follow it, the key performance indicators, if it works properly, then we will try to increase our percentage and try to see whether it matches our standard or not.
Did you see the number of what is the percentage of migration in last 6 months? What is the highest number?
Sir, we'll reduce that turnover rate. It was approximately around 200. We will,
Only 6%.
yes, sir. We will try to reduce that 10% from that 6%. We'll eventually, it's a 5-year.
Only 12 then. So let's say 6%, 120, 6%. So out of 120, if you reduce 10%, it's 12 only.
We have to start it from somewhere.
12% reduction with all those, suggestions. Is this what? No, I mean,
It's a total 5-year campaign as we have shown the calculation. So we are planning, like being a little decent about it. We are sure that the number will be a higher. We have been a decent about it and saying that we will start with a less number, 10%. It will eventually result in rising in 30 to 40 to 50, and inshallah, maybe it might rise.
do you know what is the standard of, because you actually quoted something like satisfied employees 12% more productive. Do you know what is the international standard of acceptable employee migration? Only 5%. So the difference is only 1%. So with the elaboration of scale of $1 million,
Sir, there were two alternatives. This is more cost effective. $16.2 million and setting up a dormitory isn't that feasible of a plan. Our campaign suggests a better idea, and we can eventually result in reducing the turnover issue.
have you spoken to any worker before in your life? Garments worker?
I did.
You did. Because the numbers of data that we are sharing is more appropriate for corporate employees. Like,
Actually, we work with the workers. The data we provided are for the.
and I'm just saying the suggestion sometimes like satisfied employee and other things is much more for corporate employee where number of employees less. When you have 2,000 employees, satisfaction actually, because all the calculation 12% on based on all 2,000 satisfied, and that 12% is calculated.
Actually, the case stated that the problem is actually worker migration. They are migrating, and this is not only due to monetary terms. Even if they are migrating for like 500 or 1,000 more, they want more of satisfaction. So we analyzed that the core issue why they are migrating might be more like fringe benefits and less of monetary terms. So we tried to come up with the 4 campaigns for 5 years, where we would actually try to mitigate the issues.
All right, thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.